Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a market analysis update for Ergo. We're going to talk about some key levels of support to watch out for further down from here now that we've lost the 2020 high. We're going to cover some key levels of resistance as well as Ergo's performance against Bitcoin by looking at the Ergo Bitcoin ratio, which is actually still holding its support, still holding these range lows right around 6,800 satoshis. So we're going to talk about that and what to expect with Ergo into the next few months. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, I will leave a link to my Twitter page in the description below. Feel free to go ahead and check that out as well. I am fairly active over there with crypto content. So over the last few weeks, we have seen that Ergo has lost this level of support right around $1.35, $1.30, which was the all-time high from back in the 2020 cycle, where we had this big leg up. If I zoom out here all the way, big leg up into that August 2020 peak. And then for the remainder of 2020, we saw just a big rejection off of that level, establishing this as strong resistance. And when Ergo was able to break out above it, it really just had this pretty nice and impressive rally up to this local high, right around $4.30, that previous range high. So once again, we have seen that breakdown over the last few weeks after holding this as initial support in November and December. We have started to see a closing basis under this region. So at this point, I will be looking out to this next level of support right around 89 cents, which if I zoom out here all the way, this was a key point of resistance and actually a lower high that we had in October of 2020. When we saw that rejection off that level right around $1.35, we came back down with this second leg up right into that zone, flipping that into resistance. And then eventually we came back all the way down to this local low around 31 cents. This was also some resistance right here in January of 2021. That was the first red candle after this uptrend began. And we saw how that took Ergo down about 20% off this local high in January of 2021. So I will expect this to be strong support if we do make it down to that region. And we would most likely make it down to that region if we continue to see this consolidation under that previous level of support, $1.35, just because there really isn't much price action in between these two levels. You can see on the weekly chart, anytime Ergo has interacted with these two zones, they tend to be very quick and brief moves where Ergo has had a lot of volatility around this zone. So I wouldn't expect Ergo to have too much support in between these two zones, which is why that will be the next target further down from here. So looking here at the Ergo Bitcoin ratio, we can see that it's still generally holding this level of support in the range lows right around 6,800 satoshis. That was a low that we saw back here in February. That was a pretty important pivot point where we later started to come back up to this range high right around 12,000 satoshis. So a pretty significant bounce off that zone. We came back down and retested this once again in May, and it has been support ever since, really breaking out above this level in May of 2021. So we're coming back down to that level for the third time in this range. And over the next few months, it is going to be very important to watch out for if Ergo can continue to hold this as support, if we do start to see a move where Ergo can bounce off of this region and potentially come back up to those range highs. And I do think that is a reasonable expectation to have because this 6,800 Satoshi level is support until proven otherwise. And over the last few months, we really just have seen a very large amount of selling. I think that we are overdue for some sort of relief recovery attempt, at the very least back up to the middle of the range, right around 9,000 Satoshis. But ultimately, I would watch out for that bounce into the next few months playing out. And this is a very logical level where we could expect something like that to happen. Now, if we're unable to hold this as support and we actually start to see a move below this in the next few weeks where we're coming back down on the weekly closing basis and we're just closing under this, that would be a very bearish sign because it would eliminate the thesis that this is some sort of accumulation and consolidation range, because we would have a lower low formed and that would be a continuation of the bearish trend. And in that case, the next levels that we could look to further down from here come back into these 2020 levels, such as this pivot point right around 4,100 Satoshis. But again, that is much further out from here, and this is still support until proven otherwise. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, make sure to check out my Twitter page. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.